What's up, y'all? KRC Pinto here, bringing you another hopefully helpful Dragon Ball FighterZ video. Today I want to talk about Super Broly, specifically about how you can use his unique toolkit to test and ideally tilt your nemesis. Judging your opponent's habits and capitalizing on them is key to succeeding at fighting games. Broly particularly thrives on tripping enemies up with unorthodox options and then making their health bar vanish. And with these tips, you should be well on your way to causing some rage quits. So let's kick this off where your match will kick off, the round start position. Between armored moves, his lengthy 5M, and his various projectiles, Broly has some pretty solid round start options to force early mistakes. My favorite way to open the round is also probably the most popular and likely one you've seen before, 236S. Broly's armored projectile is incredibly effective at calling out aggressive characters at round start. Adult Gohan 5H, get that out of here. Base Cheetah Kick, see ya. Bardock Lariat. Of course, if your opponent predicts the move, you can be punished for it, so it's always safer to call an assist to help cover you. But if you catch them in the animation and get the knockdown, you're in a good position to continue your pressure. Not everyone's going to charge straight at you though, and sometimes you'll need to cover a more patient or passive style of play. If I'm trying to test my opponent in a safer way, I'll use Jump 5S. Broly's Jump 5S is a strong projectile, which means if someone tries to super dash through it, they'll get smacked. It also has a decent bit of block stun, so if there's someone who likes to round start by blocking to see what you do, you can throw out a Jump 5S, call an assist to hold them down, and go start your pressure. This option is a good way to win a neutral against defense-heavy players right off the bat. So let's say your round start went well, and now it's time to apply some pressure. Broly has a strong mix of powerful normals, command grabs, and zoning tools, including a 2S beam. Fun fact, his 2S beam is a true normal, meaning we can special cancel it. Not every opponent knows this or is patient enough to deal with it. So one great way to mess with them is to do 2S beam right into the 236M ground pound. If they don't know it's coming, they may press a button and get caught, allowing you to vanish for a full combo. Now let's go back to Broly's other big zoning tool, 236S. As mentioned earlier, this move is armored, meaning it's spectacularly tricky when peppered into block strings. If you very slightly stagger 236S into your string against a masher, their mash move will begin to come out, catch the armor, and they'll get smacked. It's a beautiful way to frustrate masters and beat them. Broly's other mix option helps to cover block-heavy opponents, the Stomp and Grab. Broly's 2M is his big, angry stomp. The problem with stomping is that consecutive stomps create gaps in your block strings, which can be exploited by savvy opponents. This is where your grabs come in. By mixing stomps and grabs in different combinations, you can get in your opponent's head. If they're expecting grabs, they may try to move or mash and get swatted by stomps. If they're blocking expecting the next stomp, they'll get grabbed. I like to throw in EX grabs as well, since they catch grounded and aerial opponents, just in case they tried to jump out on the previous stomp. So you won neutral, you broke their defense, you did a combo. Great! Now what? Well, Broly has some good tools to keep the tilt flowing even after he has finished tossing your opponent's character around like a ragdoll. Let's say you worked your enemy to the corner, a fairly easy thing to do with Broly's ridiculous carry. You have them against the wall, then you use your 236L pound to carry them to the ground. You may be tempted to call an assist to set up a Dragon Rush or 236M grab for a hard knockdown, but hear me out. Let them tech. A common tendency when opponents get taken to the corner is to escape to the sky. They want to up tech or to jump to avoid incoming pressure, and this is something Broly can heavily exploit. If you watch carefully, you can see them up tech. Right after the tech flash, they're wide open for you to snatch them out of the air and start the combo process all over again. It is worth noting that if your opponent sees this coming, they can tech up and forward to get out of the way, which will switch your input to a medium ground pound. which they can block. You shouldn't throw this out every time, but it's a phenomenal early tool for putting them on their toes and potentially getting a 2-touch to take out a character. So now your opponent has seen that you can punish up techs and they aren't falling for it anymore. What now? Let's give them that hard knockdown and go from there. Broly can be a pretty aggro character, so people usually expect a lot of button pushing or setups on knockdown. If they know what they're doing, they may block on wake up, which is great because we have 6H. A raw 6H on wake up can be a great way to mix up heavy blockers and restart your combos. Note that this will likely only work maybe once in a round, but when it does, it gets a good bit of damage in and allows for a full combo, especially in the corner. My last knockdown tip is a simple one. Do your level 1, dash up, and 2L. There are plenty of smart setups Broly can do, such as grab knockdown into whiff 2L meaty 6M, or using his alternate level 1 to create pressure. But sometimes good old-fashioned hot-headed rushdown is all you need. At 6 frames of startup, 2L is Broly's fastest move. His dash covers most of the knockdown frames, and if the opponent tries to mash or tech anywhere besides up, the 2L will catch them cleanly. Their only answer is to block or up tech, which gives you another round of free pressure, and even the up tech can be hit if they decide not to block in the process. In conclusion, Broly's built to tilt, and if you mix up the way you approach your opponents, they can lose their cool super quickly, which puts you on the path to victory. What other creative ways do you use Broly's toolkit? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to sub here and to follow on Twitter and Twitch. Thanks for watching, go crack some skulls.